Alright guys, this is part one of two parts. This is a giant toy haul. There is a large amount of WWE figures here. There's a few Hot Toys, there's some Star Wars stuff, there's a bunch of Transformers stuff, there's G.I. Joe Classified, there's a Mezco figure, and then there's some Iron Studios statues. There's just an ass load of stuff here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make this video the haul. Video 2, part 2, is going to be me taking a lot of this stuff out of the package, showcasing it to you, showing you what it looks like out of package, and then getting some of this stuff into my display. So you could see how I have it displayed, especially the Hot Toys, and then a lot of the WWE figures, but there's just a lot of stuff here, so no more farting around, let's get to it. Alright guys, so big haul. So sit back, I guess get a drink, maybe go to the bathroom now, push pause, go to the bathroom, because I don't know how long this video is going to be, because there's just a frickin' metric ass ton of stuff here. Anyway, I've been accruing this stuff for maybe like 3 weeks, I don't know. So this is the only WWE figure you're going to see here that is not an Elite, but it is a awesome wrestler, Bianca Belair, one of my favorites. Was on NXT. She is now on the Raw roster. She made her debut with the Street Profits. Huge fan of her. One of my favorite women's wrestlers in the WWE right now. But I got the Bianca Belair regular basic figure, which the basic figures for women, if you look at the hips and the legs, they are articulated, with the exception of no ab cut. They are articulated kind of like an Elite figure. So when you buy a basic female figure, you're kind of getting almost an Elite figure. So I got Bianca Belair. So let's move on to the Elites. I have a stack of Elite figures here, and I got several that are going to go in the Ruthless Aggression shelf, a few that are going to go in the Attitude Era shelf. Matt Hardy version 1, V1, as he used to say. He's got the ECW title there. I love that he comes with that. But there is Matt Hardy version 1 ringside. Collectibles exclusive right there. Matt Hardy right there. Badass. Be cool if they did a Shannon Moore figure, because he was kind of palled up with Shannon Moore at the time. Here is a WrestleMania Elite Scott Hall right there. NWO Scott Hall. He comes with the little cinder blocks there, so obviously this is when he came back from WCW to the WWE, I think it was F at the time, right on the verge of being the WWE. When NWO came back to WWE, it was Hogan, Nash, Scott Hall, and then they kind of morphed into, like, Shawn Michaels joined and X-Pac joined back up. But there is the Scott Hall Elite. This will go in the Ruthless Aggression shelf. This one is going to go in the Attitude Era shelf, and this is almost pre-Attitude Era. This was like mid-90s, I would say, but it is my very first Bret Hart figure, and it is the Ultimate Bret Hart right there. So I got the Ultimate Bret Hart. I have a few of the figures that I don't even know what the era is called right before the Attitude Era. I think it was called Federation Era. I don't know. I might be wrong. I'm probably wrong. But it was Bret Hart, like Shawn Michaels, Diesel, but there's Bret Hart. Looking awesome. These guys are going to go in the Attitude Era shelf. I needed a representation of these two because they're one of my favorite tag teams ever. The Hardy Boys, ringside collectibles exclusive, Hardy Boys. This was kind of their debut right there. So Matt and Jeff looking awesome. Very cool. There's the Hardy Boys. And if you're talking about the Hardys, and I mentioned Edge, this female, this lady, this wrestler, one of my favorite female wrestlers of all time, you got to have her in the conversation because she is Lita. I got Lita right there. She comes with a couple head sculpts there. Kind of a more modern version right there, and then a more classic version of Lita right there. But Elite Lita. This is the Royal Rumble series. Alright, so this one right here, I actually owned this one before, but I had a defect, and this one looks like it's good because the previous one that I had two right legs. This one here looks perfect, but it is Andrade, Cien Almas, right there. Andrade. I hope they do an Angel Garza because I do like them as a tag team. Andrade's awesome. He's one of my favorite new wrestlers in the WWE. Very, very good. Excellent wrestler. Excellent heel. This one right here, which is one of my favorite wrestlers, I guess, of all time. I've been watching him since, geez, I watched him in WCW when he was a high flyer there. And then I watched him throughout his TNA career, but he is the man, AJ Styles. So got an AJ right there. Comes with the WWE title there. But there's AJ. Looking awesome. And then I have one more set. This is a great set, and I'm kind of curious as to why it's so damn cheap. But it is very cheap. I got this one for, I think it was like 25 bucks or something. Very cheap. But it's 3 figures, and this is going to go perfect in my Ruthless Aggression shelf. But it is the 3-pack Milkamania, and if you have no idea what this is when Kurt Angle... First of all, it's when Stone Cold joined the Alliance way back when WCW and ECW invaded the WWF at the time, and Stone Cold was the traitor, and he joined the Alliance. Here's the set. So you get the Kurt Angle with the milk there, and there's Stone Cold Steve Austin with the WCW shirt. That is freaking awesome, because I used to own that shirt. I wish I still had it, but I don't know where it is. And then there's Steph right there. It's a great Steph figure. Great early 2000s Stephanie McMahon figure, but very, very awesome. Milkamania set. There's the WWE Elite figures. I've been talking about this stack of Elite figures for a few videos now, and there it is. I'm going to take out a few of these, the ones that are Ruthless Aggression era, the ones that are Attitude era, and put them in the display, and that'll be in the next video. So please check that one out if you want to see my up-to-date wrestling WWE Elite display. A few of the things, like 3 of the things you're about to see, I showed off in a live stream, Sweet Spot live stream, and then I think on one of my own live streams. But if you didn't catch those live streams, I'm going to show them to you now. But I did pick up this vehicle here. I got this one at Dallas Vintage Toys. I took my mom to the doctor one day, and her doctor's office is right near DVT. So I was like, you know what? I'm like freaking 2 miles from DVT. I'm going to go ahead and stop in. And I cannot remember an instance where I actually went into DVT and didn't spend money and didn't leave with something. So, of course, I bought this. This is the Saga Collection Darth Vader's Advanced TIE Fighter, my favorite version of the TIE Fighter. I love the TIE Interceptor as a close number 2. But this one right here, this TIE Advanced Vader's TIE Fighter, is absolutely freaking gorgeous. My favorite TIE Fighter. Absolutely love that scene in Star Wars, the trench run. But there is that one right there, and you will see that one loose out of package on display in the next video. Let's go ahead and get to the Iron Studios statues, because I have a few of those. Now, I was a huge fan of this cartoon in the 80s. The cartoon is Dungeons and Dragons. It was a Saturday morning cartoon. I adored that cartoon. But I started picking up some of the statues because they were on clearance. They were on cheapo, El Cheapo Discounto, and I'm a cheapskate at GameStop. And I bought a bunch of these at GameStop for sub-retail. But here's one of them. This is Diana the Acrobat. So all of these statues you will see in the next video on display. So I'm very excited to show you those, but there's Diana. There's the whole set right there. You've got Sheila, the thief, right there. Sheila. Oh, Sheila. Like, maybe 4 people got that reference to that song. Maybe 4 people. But I still did it anyway, because I freaking love that song. You got Eric. Eric the Cavalier. This was actually one of my favorite characters. I don't know why I liked him so much in the cartoon, but he was one of my favorites. It was him and Hank were my 2 favorites, but there is Eric. He had the shield. And then last but not least, it's also the biggest statue of the 4 that I got. Hank, the Ranger. The badass Ranger right there. Absolutely awesome. Guys, I can't wait to show you these out of the package, out of the box, on display. Let's get on to the G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers. But before that, I'm going to show you the Mezco figure that I got. So I got to give a huge shout out to my buddy Joel. Joel hooked me up with this. We did a cash trade deal. I finally got my hands on someone from the Gomez universe. So through Joel, I was able to pick this one up. This is Agent Gomez, Mezco exclusive, Agent Edition. Look at all that stuff. Hoverboard, sniper rifle, sword, boombox, multiple head sculpts. Very, very psyched to have this in the collection. So there you go. I actually took a pass on the Rumble Society, the Pink Skulls, and on Baron Benz because I didn't have any Gomez's. And I'm not going to buy bad guys if I can't have the good guy. So now I have the good guy. I know that the Baron Benz and the Rumble Society, the Pink Skulls Club, are probably way out of my price range right now. So I will just, going forward, look for some of those Gomez Verse figures and now add them to my collection. So very happy to have that one. I was able to pick up a couple of the G.I. Joe Classified figures. I got these off Amazon. I originally had the entire wave on pre-order on Dorkside, but I was getting no movement on that entire pre-order. So I decided just to go ahead and pick up figures individually. So I got 2 figures. Bam, right there. So I got Duke, of course, because he's one of my favorite characters in all of G.I. Joe. There's Duke, looking great. Excellent, very, very cool. There's the back art. Well, once again, there's Duke. You will see this one out of package. What I might actually do, since these are still in package, I have not opened these yet, is I might not open these until I actually film the next video. And what I might do is film the unboxing. I'll give you my very first thoughts on these figures right out of package. But there's Duke, there is Roadblock. Roadblock looks freaking awesome. Love that green vest on him. It's such a throwback to that version 2 of Roadblock from the original 3 3/4 inch line. Love it. Don't love that railgun. I do not love the railgun, but I'll probably go to like Marauders and buy some actual guns for these guys, because this gun doesn't look as bad. It's got some gold highlights to it. Doesn't look as bad as it did in the pictures, but in hand, it looks pretty cool. But this one, I don't know about this railgun. I don't know. That might have to go. But really happy to have these. They look awesome in hand. Absolutely awesome. I'm looking forward to this series, and I'm looking forward to buying more from this series. I'm really looking forward to the Destro. Speaking of bad guys like Destro, I got a bad guy in the Black Series collection. I ordered this guy probably a month and a half ago from GameStop, and it finally showed up. And I just noticed something in this figure, and it's very, very cool. But it is Count Dooku, aka the cooler name, Darth Tyrannus. Why do we not call him Darth Tyrannus? That's the coolest friggin' name ever. Why do we call him Dooku? Anyway, there he is, Darth Tyrannus, looking badass. And the thing that I noticed is this right here, this blade effect. This blade effect has only been seen, as far as I know, in Hot Toys figures, where the blade looks like it's like, and it's making the like effect of it passing through the air. And they included that with a friggin' Black Series figure now. How awesome is that? So there is Darth Tyrannus. That's the only Black Series figure I got in this haul, but I do have a couple more Star Wars pieces. Let's get to, this is a random figure right here. I do buy stuff from different stores, online stores. I don't have any affiliations or partnerships with any stores. I buy from whoever has the stuff I'm looking for. And I bought this from a store called Megalopolis. And Megalopolis actually has a point system, a reward system. And I saw randomly when I was on their site shopping for stuff that I had enough points to get a free figure. It was free. I didn't pay anything for it. Shipping was free too. So they shipped this literally to me for $0.00. So again, no affiliation whatsoever with Megalopolis, but I just think it's cool that they have a reward system that I was able to get this for free. And it's a Turtles figure. It's a NECA Turtles figure, and it is the video game Foot Soldier. I'm a huge fan of these video game NECA Turtles. I know a lot of people don't really like these just because of the deco and they have like the pixelation and stuff, but I freaking love this line because I was addicted to the Turtles video game as a kid. I used to pump dollars and dollars of quarters into this machine with my buddy, and we would play through Turtles and Turtles in Time. Just absolutely friggin' love the Turtles arcade game. I still very, very much want to get a one-up machine of that Turtles game. That is high, very high on my want list right now. I have 4 Transformers items here, 2 Studio Series, 2 Siege War for Cybertron, but let me show you what I got. I did pass on this one recently at a recent trip to Target. I don't remember if that was a Patreon exclusive toy hunt video or if that was an actual toy hunt video that I had on this channel, but I passed on it. And then I rewatched Bumblebee, and my two favorite scenes from Bumblebee. My first favorite scene obviously is the opening scene on Cybertron. That's just pure awesome. 100% pure awesome right there. My second favorite scene is when Bumblebee first arrives on Earth, and he's very confused, and he's very scared, and he takes the form of a Jeep, because he comes upon some military people, and then Blitzwing attacks. And that fight that he had with Blitzwing is my second favorite scene in that movie. I could actually just watch the opening scene, and then the point where he's done fighting Blitzwing, and then end the movie, and I'm happy with it. It is a good movie. I just love those two scenes so much, and they occur right after each other in the opening, I don't know, like 30 to 45 minutes of the movie. But I originally passed on this figure because it was just another Bumblebee, and then I rewatched that scene, and I realized when he fought Blitzwing, he had the Jeep form. So I went back and I picked it up. So it's a Studio Series Bumblebee from Bumblebee where he's in his Jeep form. Because again, rewatch that scene, he fights Blitzwing in that Jeep form. And I ordered the Blitzwing because the Blitzwing is friggin' awesome. So I wanted to display them that way. The next one is a Siege War for Cybertron figure. I actually got this on discount at Walmart. It was 14 bucks, and I think it was $14.27 or something on Walmart. It might still be that cheap on Walmart.com, but it is Impactor. Very, very cool. The former leader of the Wreckers, if you're into the comic book and you're aware of Transformers knowledge. But I have a plan to display this one with Springer and Ultra Magnus. I'm going to kind of do like a Cybertronian display. But I think he looks friggin' badass. He's awesome. So I got that one. Going back to Studio Series, I am taking somewhat of a dive, and I think I'm going to complete Devastator from Revenge of the Fallen. I am collecting primarily Decepticons from the Bayverse movies, and primarily from the first 3 movies. So Transformers, Revenge of the Fallen, Dark of the Moon. I'm collecting just the Decepticons, because quite honestly, in my personal opinion, the Decepticons from those 3 movies have cooler designs. Military vehicles in the first one, construction vehicles in this one, and then you got just like frickin' Soundwave and Shockwave and frickin' Sentinel Prime in Dark of the Moon. So I was gonna skip the Constructicons. There's 8 of them. That is not 8. This times 2 is 8. But there was 4, there you go, that's where this comes into play. There was 4 that were released in 2019, there was 4 that were released this year in 2020, 2 of which are still due to be released, I think, or 1 of which. Overlord still hasn't been released yet, but this is my first dive into completing Devastator from Revenge of the Fallen. I picked up Scrapper right there, so there is Scrapper, and just the robot form alone. So here's his construction vehicle form on the back there, but that robot form, I looked at this in package and I was like, that looks freaking amazing. I love the face, like the head, it looks like a bug. It literally looks like an insect. So I know a lot of people despise the Bayverse designs, and they despise Revenge of the Fallen, and they despise the way that Devastator looked in that movie, but I'm gonna build it, and I like this robot form. And here is 1 down, 7 to go. So that'll be an ongoing thing in my videos going forward, is me hunting down Constructicons from Revenge of the Fallen to complete big-ass Devastator. This last one, going back to Siege, War for Cybertron, this is actually billed as an Earthrise figure. It was actually done for Earthrise and Siege, War for Cybertron. But I picked this one up. This is the Earthrise version. I owned this previously. It wasn't Optimus Prime. I thought it was Optimus Prime that I was getting because that's how it was kind of shown on Best Buy's site. So I returned it, got an Optimus Prime, and then realized, you know what? That Astro train was pretty friggin' badass. And I'm completing Decepticons for Siege War for Cybertron. And I always loved Astro Train. I love Astro Train and I love Blitzwing. I love the Triple Changers. And this is a pretty friggin' badass looking Astro Train right there. So I picked it up again. So I got Astro Train. And there's his shuttle form. There's his locomotive form. I'll probably just keep it in the robot form because I like the way it looks. But there, once again, even though I had it, returned it, he's back in the collection. Astro Train. Earthrise. Alright guys, as I look at this right now, I've been filming this for over 20 minutes, and that leaves us with the climax of this toy haul, the encore, and it's 3 Hot Toys figures. 2 of these I bought from my friend, Kyle, Slapshot Toys. Check out his channel if you haven't. I love what he's doing with his channel. He's really focusing on Batman and DC, and by him doing that, he's decided to sell off some of his non-Batman, non-DC pieces. And he gave me a great deal on these 2 pieces here. And they're both Star Wars Hot Toys figures. So let me show you which ones I got. Alright, so this first one here is from the sequel movies. And this is from The Last Jedi. And talking about Revenge of the Fallen, a movie that people despise. This is another movie that people despise, Last Jedi. But this is a great looking figure of this character. I do like this character a lot. But it is Rey. So there's Rey. I got the Hot Toys Rey from Kyle. Very awesome. Octo Rey, if you will. Although she wore this when she went to confront Snoke. And she had that big fight with the Praetorians with Kylo. And I happen to own the Kylo. And I happen to have 2 Praetorians. So now that I have Rey, I can display them where Kylo and Rey are facing off against the Praetorians. Or I actually have the Octo Luke now, so I can display her on a shelf, Octo training shelf, Rey versus Luke on the island. This one right here is one that I've always wanted, I've never had. I do have one version of this character already on my shelf, the Bespin version, but this is her look earlier in the movie from Empire Strikes Back. She is Princess Leia, and this is her Hoth outfit. So Hoth, Princess Leia, she is actually going to go on a shelf with herself. So she's going to go on a shelf with Bespin, Princess Leia, and I'm going to have a little Empire Strikes Back Princess Leia shelf. Thank you again, Kyle, for those 2 Hot Toys figures. Next episode, those are coming out. You're going to see those on display. A lot of this stuff coming out of package on display. Final item in the haul. And if you watch one of my recent videos, you'll know that I picked up the Batman from Justice League. Because I'm very excited for the Snyder Cut. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to see how different it is from the theatrical cut. But I am going to complete the League. So I pre-ordered Superman. I own Batman. And I picked this one up. And as soon as I picked this one up, it went to waitlist. So I might have gotten one of the final ones in inventory on Sideshow. Flash has since sold out on Sideshow. So I'm going to have to go elsewhere to get Flash. Wonder Woman's still available. They never made Cyborg. They really need to make Cyborg. I'm hoping that the release of the Snyder Cut urges Hot Toys to produce the Cyborg because you need to complete the League. But here you go. I got Aqua Bro right there. Momoa. Friggin' badass. Justice League Aquaman. Really excited to have this. I was contemplating getting the Aquaman from the Aquaman movie with the orange and the green. I've seen a review on YouTube of this one next to that one, and that one looks a little almost too bulky. This one looks more screen accurate, I think. So we'll see how it looks once I take it out of package. I think I'm going to put it on a shelf with Batman, at least for now, until I get more members of the Justice League. But that is it. Holy crap. I got a lot of stuff here. I spent too much money. Now I have to recoup those funds. I gotta sell some stuff. So thanks for watching this, guys. Check out the next video. I gotta unbox a lot of stuff, and then I gotta figure out what's gonna go in the display, and then I gotta film it. So just be on the lookout for that one. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and sharing. If you like the video, please give a thumbs up. I appreciate that. But that's it for now. I'll see you guys soon, and adios for now.